welcome to this, and this is my, I guess, recap, I guess is what I will call it, of Affliction's Day of Reckoning pay-per-view, which was earlier tonight, and it was a very good show in my opinion. Not as, I would put it on the same as Banned, only because I thought as far as the production problems they had in the first show, I thought that they had fixed them in this show. But then again, you didn't have the nice entrances and you didn't have the band. I know not everyone liked having Megadeth there, but hey, you didn't have that, so you missed that. So I think it was kind of even. But this was a very good night of fights, in my opinion. There was very little on this card as far as fights that I didn't think were good, and I definitely think there was a lot of highlights coming out of this, which is always good. I started the night, of course, by watching HDnets, which I did stream. And speaking of streams, I don't know, this pay-per-view probably didn't do very good on pay-per-view, but dear fucking lord, this is secondhand for me because I did order it, but I was chatting with people who did get to stream, and they were talking about, you know, I think they were going in between like 4 different streams, and it was like 10,000 people a stream. I mean, that's insane. That is nuts. So I definitely would say there is a fan base out there that wants to see Affliction, but I think one of the things Affliction is going to have to do, if they stay around, if they put on more shows, is basically convince people that they're going to be around and they're going to put on more shows, because I think people would get behind them. Because it was pretty evident that I think that is their biggest obstacle, is that people just don't believe in the company, even though I would think that most people would have liked this show if they saw it. If you didn't see the show, I would recommend finding a way to see it, because there was a lot of good fights on here. I'm going to start with the HDnet fights, which I had to stream because I don't have HDnets. So we had Brent Cooper versus Patrick Spigot. Open the show, it was kind of blah in my opinion. And even though Cooper dropped Spigot, it was kind of a weird uppercut, and was kind of like, huh, did he just win type of thing. Wasn't a very good fight, but it was, you know, it was one of the undercard fights, so I was like, who cares. Then we got Albert Rios versus Antonio Duarte, I believe was his name. This was awesome. Even went to a decision. Was very fun, very exciting fight, even to go to a decision. It would have been easy for either guy to win all 3 rounds or to split decision. It was a very, very close fight, and very good fight in my opinion. I really, really enjoyed it. Then we had LC Davis versus Quach, Bo Koch, I believe was his name. This was very good too. Very nice. You know, very cool stuff. Just another very good, just entertaining fights. These were entertaining fights, and really enjoyed it. Then we got the fight that everyone was kind of looking forward to, because for whatever reason, they dropped, because they didn't have time, they dropped Jay Heron and Jason High completely off the show, apparently, until the end, and I didn't get to see it because it was after, apparently, the main event. They didn't air it on the pay-per-view, which I do like that. Still not too big on them airing it after the main event. They should have just stuck it on the pay-per-view, but what you gonna do, I guess. But Little Nog versus Matsushis. I will never get the janitor guy. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his name because I looked the name and now I won't be able to pronounce it because I'm a dumbass. I'm not even gonna try. This was actually the most boring fight of the night, in my opinion. This was very boring. They both just kind of sat there, blah, 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 and just terrible, terrible stuff. And then Nog hit the janitor guy with one of the most brutal knees I've ever seen. Good finish to a bad fight. Then we got the pay-per-view. And we started the pay-per-view with Bobby Green versus Dan Luzon. And Green was replacing, see, I looked at his name, and I'm not going to be able to Horadecki, I think. I don't know. I looked at his name, Dumbass me. Anyways, this was extremely fun. I am a big Bobby Green fan. I think a lot of people that watch this pay-per-view are going to be big Bobby Green fans, even though he lost the fight, because damn it was this fun. Even though it had 3 low blows, Bobby Green hit 3 low blows. All 3 I would say were accidental. But this was awesome. My only question is, and I hope someone asks, and you know, I'm not an MMA fighter, so I don't know, but it would be an interesting question to ask, and maybe somebody out there can enlighten me. But Bobby Green was in a choke with 10 seconds left, and you know, I've never been in a choke, don't know, but you would think the corner would be screaming at him, you got 10 seconds, just hold on, just hold on, just hold on. But he tapped with 10 seconds left, because I think if he had not tapped, I have a good feeling he would have, he lost 2 points due to the low blows. But I think he would have still probably have won the first round, even with the point deductions. And I think he would have, if that would have continued, he could have, even with those 2 points deducted, I think he could have won the fight. So that was kind of sad to see, especially for an unknown. But my God, this guy is awesome. Just to watch. I mean, he's crazy horse awesome. It was just awe. Next we had Little Fedor versus Paul Buentello. Baby Fedor did not look like Fedor, and Buentello was kind of funny because he came out with like Mexican folk music, which was kind of strange. Got a big, he got a pretty good reaction, which shows that there must have been a lot of Mexicans there, I would say, or Latinos there, because he got a pretty good reaction. I could tell on TV, which was kind of good. But he was just too much. Had too good of a striker for Baby Fedor. Dirty White Boy, I was talking to Dirty White Boy, and he made a very good comment, which was, this was like rock and sock and robots. They were just beating, punching the living tar out of each other, which was good. Wasn't a great fight, but it was fun to watch them beat the crap out of each other, so that was good. Buentello won with a stoppage after Baby Fedor just got the tar beat out of him, so there you go with there. Then we got Babalu versus Sokoudjou, and this was, I had said that I thought this was going to be the funnest fight of the night. I was wrong. The opening fight was probably the funnest fight of the night, but this was still, I would say, fairly good fight. Babalu basically just controlled Sokoudjou for most of the fight, just because he had the experience, and just kind of the way it went. Though the stamina problem, I wouldn't say was the problem. I would say just inexperience. Babalu had a choke on. He tried to roll through and got into an even worse choke. So there you go. Which kind of looked like an anaconda vice almost. It was weird looking choke, but pretty groovy stuff. Then we had Matt Lindland versus Belfort. This was the fight everyone was looking very forward to, or looking the least forward to, because of the Matt Lindland fight, and most people thought Matt Lindland would win, but in a boring fashion. This was not, as Belfort knocked the living crap out of Lindland. I said Leland. I did that last video too. Lindland. Just absolutely just knocked the living crap out of him. It was bad. It looked scary. I will have to say, I think the ref was out of position when he was knocked down, because he was late getting there, without a doubt. Probably took at least two hits he shouldn't have had to take if the ref had not been so far out of position. But that's kind of nitpicky on that, because you never really know. But that's what I would say, because that was scary. That was it looked like Lindland was not in good shape, but apparently he walked out on his own and then went to the hospital. So there you go, and everyone said he was fine. So there was that. Then we had Josh Barnett versus Yvel. Gilbert Yvel. This was one-sided. Josh Barnett one-sided, but a just fun, great one-sided fight, because Yvel would not give up. He just Josh Barnett got on top of him, was beating the crap out of him, and Yvel just kept surviving somehow until the third round, when he finally had to just tap out due to strikes. I mean, he took some brutal elbows and forearms. I mean, it was just like, good God, tough mofo, for sure. Just amazing stuff. And Josh Barnett got his side of the deal. So then that left it up to Fedor versus Arlovski, and this was insane because Arlovski was winning. Arlovski looked like he was going to win the first round, and then came with a hit Fedor with a kick to the body, which kind of pushed Fedor back. It looked like Fedor was in trouble. Then Arlovski came with this flying knee. You will see this on highlights. Either A, Fedor is the luckiest son of a bitch on the planet, or he just telegraphed what Arlovski was going to do and caught him in midair with an overhand right that fucked him up. He basically hit him and he fell, knocked out. It was just amazing. It was like, did I just see that? Oh my fucking God. It was amazing. Just amazing. I can't even describe it. It was insane. And Arlovski was winning up to that point. Fedor had tried to get him to the ground. Really didn't work. But Arlovski's boxing was definitely giving Fedor some problems. And Arlovski did look very good at boxing. That was very evident. He did look very good at boxing. But Fedor does not suffer from the pride curse that seems to have been going around lately. But wow, it was insane. You will see as a highlight. You're going to see a lot of this stuff as highlights because this was insane and very good, excellent night of fights in my opinion. My money well spent. I'm just like I said, just judging from what other people were telling me about what was going on with the streams. I wouldn't be shocked if this pay-per-view didn't do big numbers. But maybe it did. Maybe somehow people said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and buy this and watch it. I hope people did. But if I could send a message out to the Affliction people, if you're worried that, this isn't popular, my God, the stream sites were just insane, apparently. I mean, 3 sites all around 10 grand. I mean, that's bigger than the numbers I've seen for UFC on stream fights. I mean, that's stream sites. So that's a pretty big deal in my opinion. But that's just me. But this was just awesome stuff. Just to be honest. There was some technical stuff. They had 2 guys backstage doing interviews, which one of the guys was okay, and the other guy was absolutely horrible, and they never need to bring back. The announcers were okay. Tito on one hand would give some really good insight, but then would just say some just wrong stuff, and I don't think inherently wrong. Just he wasn't using the proper words, or he would say cage instead of ring and stuff like that, and which was kind of fun and interesting because what is he gonna say next? They did definitely set up, not the way I thought they would, but as they didn't really run an angle with Tito and Babalu. Which, but they did. Babalu basically said, "Hey, I'd like to take you on." The language barrier there, I think probably had a lot to do with that. But he did say he wanted to fight him, and Tito said, "Hey, I know a lot of people want to see it," so that was okay. But awesome stuff. A lot of good fights. Was very entertained. I would say this was as good as the first show. So if you liked the first show, you would have loved this show. And just awesome stuff. Fedor showed why he is who he is. People say Arlovski just has a glass chin. You can say what you want, but that was, great fighters have a lot of skill and have a lot of luck. And Fedor either showed one of the two tonight, and that's up to people's opinions. But either he, anticipated him coming with that knee and caught him in midair, or just happened to throw that punch just at the right moment. But you know what? Great fighters have a lot of luck and a lot of skill. That's kind of what makes them great. So I would just throw that out there. I hope we get another Affliction card because I would love to see Barnett versus Fedor. That's a fight I think a lot of people that have followed Fedor for a long time have wanted to see because he is the guy that most people figure Fedor would have the biggest problems with, and And I'll be honest, I would love to see Arlovski and Yvel as well. I'd love to see that fight. I'd love to see the two losers basically take on each other, because I think that would be a great kind of stand-up strikers kind of fight. If if Arlovski decides he doesn't want to go into boxing, which, they had Freddie Roach, and Freddie Roach said that, he thought he would need to go, that he was going to go into boxing, blah, blah. We don't have much of that as hype and whatever. But, again, excellent pay-per-view. I don't think they'll probably be doing a rebroadcast of it, but if they do, I'd recommend checking it out if you want to spend your money on it. If not, you definitely should check it out. And like I said, if I could send a message to Affliction, and I know they will not hear this, but there is definitely an audience out there that wants to see this product. I think that people just have to believe in the product, and I think that's the problem. I don't think it's not that they don't believe it's a good product. They just don't believe the product's going to be around, so why waste your money on it? It was an excellent night of fights, and like I said, if in my the video before when I talked about this, I would love to see Affliction go after the Elite XC contracts. I don't think we're going to see that, but I would love to see them do that, because I think you could have the heavyweights, have the lightweights, and have a women's division, and it all kind of work out, and you would have something to build upon, and you wouldn't have to rely simply on the heavyweights. But that's just me. Like I said, very good night of fights. If I was Affliction and I'm going to put on more fights, I would sign Green, because people liked him, even if he lost. Sometimes there's guys that don't have the best winning records, or don't, but people like seeing him and will pay to see him, and I think people will pay to see that guy. And I'm a fan, even though he might not be very good. I'm a fan, because that was just a fun fight. But Fedor, oh my God, is really all I can say. That was just freaking amazing, is the only thing I can say. Just amazing. But anyways, that's it. I'm out. The Royal Rumble review will be up tomorrow, so later.